footage of Diddy. It shocked a lot of people. And I know, 50, the way you run, this cannot be all that you have. Is there other stuff that you just have not shown?
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose things, like even in an area where he chooses to date people who he knows previously dated someone. He has a baby by a woman that was dating Tupac.
Wow.
To add to it. But
we going to them puffy parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. Fuck you talking about? Look, if you into that, I'm fine with it. Take it so. I'm just saying this ain't my down the party. I like it. It's uncomfortable. I think I belong in the girls' bathroom. Like that is what
the reason why their groups are so close is because all of them have a certain type of STD. I think they all got the alphabet. Now, bear with me, guys, because I'm not even trying to cap. I looked at it like this. You know they're not using condoms, right? So if you're in a party not using condoms, it ain't like you could catch something twice, right? You know, so if you already got something, it ain't like you can catch it again. So I believe, one of my theories is that these people at these Diddy parties were so close.
I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participate. So,
was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that. All of the stuff that he's doing.
4 generations hip-hop has been driven by oversized personalities, fierce competition, and behind-the-scenes stories that eventually spill into public view. Among the most talked-about rivalries is the long-running tension between 50 Cent and Diddy. What initially appeared to be quiet rivalry between 2 influential New York figures gradually transformed into nearly 2 decades of public friction, with 50 Cent frequently throwing verbal jabs whenever the moment allowed. In recent years, however, the situation has escalated far beyond humor or social media taunts. 50 Cent has openly suggested that he possesses insider information about events that allegedly occurred at Diddy's infamous private gatherings. According to his claims, several well-known figures were present, and these comments quickly sent shockwaves throughout the music world. This breakdown examines how the rivalry started, what 50 Cent has said about Diddy's lavish lifestyle, and how he eventually hinted at celebrities rumored to be connected to those exclusive circles. The roots of the feud go back to the early 2000s, a difficult period in 50 Cent's life. After surviving a near-fatal shooting and being dropped from his record deal, he struggled to stay afloat in the industry.
If there's something that creates more merit for you, I looked at that experience as something that was unfortunate that I had just because
I forget, why did the guy shoot you 9 times? Was it drugs or something?
He was paid to do it.
He was paid to do it.
Yeah.
Who would want to shoot you?
Why were you targeted?
You're such a good guy.
It's my past.
It was a drug thing?
No,
like a business thing?
Karma.
Karma.
Explain to me again why this guy was hired to shoot you 9 times.
Well, he was paid because someone, felt like that I would potentially do something to them if they kept going in the direction that they were going.
Man, you are tough.
What are you talking about?
The fact that somebody put out a hit on him because he was going to f somebody up? What kind of shit is that? That's crazy.
What is this all over?
I don't know.
It's difficult to explain, Robin, because when you're not actually in the environment or involved in this
Just
You can explain it to me.
Explain it. We'll see if we can follow it.
Nah, man, it's just,
What happened? What had you?
it's so tough.
You were pissed off at someone and you were going after them. What were you pissed off about?
Nah, we was just having differences.
Oh, like over what? A woman?
Nah,
No
just
way.
going back and forth. Like, a guy got robbed in the actual neighborhood.
And he accused you of robbing.
Nah, he just seen me communicating with someone who actually
robbed him.
And he misinterpreted the conversation because he seen me laughing and us talking, but he didn't know I grew up with the guy.
You're talking to a guy who you don't even know up this other guy.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they think you're in cahoots with this guy.
Yeah, because you see you laughing and talking, they figure you laughing and talking about them.
Pain-wise, how bad is it to get shot in the face?
Probably, I don't know how to describe that outside of,
Is it a 10 on the pain scale?
It's not really like, because it's not as painful as having to visit the dentist repeatedly for root canal.
Really? Do you think you're dead at that point when you take 9 bullets? Do you go, oh, this is it, I'm checking out?
So it's a life-threatening situation. It's just not. I've seen people go into the hospital under circumstances that were way less intense and not come out.
Yeah, it's a miracle you live. Did you think you were like Jesus had like saved you or something? Like, did you have a
Where were
religious?
all these bullets?
You have those moments where you get a little closer connection to your higher power because you kind of don't have an answer.
But where were all these bullets? Because if you're shot 9 times and you live, it probably didn't hit anything important.
Meanwhile, how lame is this guy who shot you?
To earn money, he began ghostwriting for other artists. Years later, 50 Cent revealed that one of his ghost-written verses ended up being used by Diddy on a G-Dep track titled Let's Get It. While the two never collaborated directly, that connection placed them in overlapping industry spaces. By the early 2000s, 50 Cent was emerging as one of hip-hop's most fearless and confrontational figures, unafraid to challenge anyone who crossed his radar. During that rise, Diddy increasingly became a frequent target. But this wasn't just lyrical competition or industry rivalry. There was an underlying tone of suspicion in 50 Cent's remarks that set them apart. Rather than backing off, 50 leaned into the tension. Through interviews, social media posts, and even his own television platforms, he openly poked fun at Diddy. While some of the comments seemed lighthearted on the surface, many carried sharper undertones.
Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys.
What you mean?
The laws are the way they are because
Because of the priests.
The priests touching little boys.
Oh. Why are we looking at me, bro? I just go to church. I just go to church, right? Nothing to do with this. I have an alibi.
That's why the laws allow you to go that far back.
Turn away from you, right? I'm just a Catholic kid. Why? You've been dead. No. What's the body of Christ taste like? It's sacrilegious. You can't do that.
He's like, drink my blood.
So it is crazy when after 20 years they come out. That is foul.
But with Puffy, you were the only one saying anything for decades.
Yeah, because we had our own little thing.
But you were the only. Everybody else is scared.
Huh?
But everybody else is scared. So you think maybe this is a similar thing where everybody else is scared? I don't know what it is. I'm just asking.
I think they're scared.
But if they're scared, then that's what I'm thinking.
Insinuating Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you've been saying people gonna come for him a little bit.
No, I thought he would do funny, funky stuff like the Super Bowl. Like it was not okay for me to be at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he tried to cut that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. Well, they worked to make like there was an issue with me in the NFL that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. So he did the corporate way of trying to keep you down. Oh, it's not me, it's them.
It's them. And then when M says he's not going to do it if I'm not there, then
let's go.
Yeah.
That's what's your and Jay's issue?
It's just competitive stuff.
It's really just competitive.
This is what I'm saying. When it gets past actual art, like actual music, and you're trying to block something that's in business, then it feels weird. It feels like we should be having beef.
Oh,
okay.
So that's the behind the scenes thing that we don't see. It's one thing when there's like people talking about each other in music, but there's behind the scenes business deals that a guy is getting involved with on the side. And it's not like you're going to go public and be like, they tried to stop my vitamin water.
This deal. And you go.
He later revealed that he was developing an entire documentary series focused on Diddy and the expanding wave of allegations linked to his name. This move was far more calculated than a typical online provocation. The project was positioned as a deep investigation meant to shed light on a side of one of music's most influential figures that the public rarely sees. By May, 50 Cent had already secured a major deal, selling the project to Netflix and ensuring the story would be distributed worldwide to a massive audience.
But amid the mounting lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs, Houston rapper 50 Cent announced yesterday that he's the executive producer of a docu-series about the assault and allegations against Combs. The series will also discuss trafficking and racketeering charges Combs is facing. The series is expected to make a premiere on Netflix, but a date has not yet been set.
So you have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right? I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated. So
was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that. All of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go to the 90s, and PPD said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
So look, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries. They went to Tubi, but the series is saying the downfall of Diddy.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that to be able to call people out. I mean, which is, it's pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of peer group of artists that require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way, according to them. And look, if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I would understand why they would question or doubt anything.
Let me ask you this. Do you think she knew what he was doing? I believe she knew he was doing the freak-offs. But do I believe she knew he was allocating different monies to different places and which way it was going, which offshore accounts, which Swiss banks accounts, and all that shit was going in? Nah. I think she just was enjoying. And then you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. That people have to take IV. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting the IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did understand.
That's from the Diddy freak-off party. And I'm going to say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her in that thing, you knowing her personally, is she the kind of person that, will be a part of a freak-off thing?
I think that she liked to party, and she partied with young people. She's always been like that.
But to get back to this lawsuit, right? Lil Rod, he also alleges that, Diddy, he would grope his genitals and he would grope his anus.
My man, I didn't understand that one right now because his anus is your asshole. His genitals is his nut. So I guess he had to be naked when Puff was doing that. Where was he at? What was he doing? Because he said that they never had. So if you read it in the thing, they never had. He made claims that they never had. But how would he grope your anus? Your asshole? How would he play with your genitals?
Yeah, it don't make sense. I mean,
it don't make sense. How you wake up butt the F naked with two other men in the bed with Diddy and nothing happened? I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think there's a possibility that he meant that, Diddy will grope his, butt, instead of anus? I mean, cause I'm trying to figure out how does that work? Somebody groping your anus.
You're going to say your butt. The lawyer would say, what do you mean? He would say, my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your two cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy something. No, that shit ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship, or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion. Because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place, and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical. If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers. If you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on
experience during the assault has had lasting effects on my body, causing ongoing health problems and complications. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is so hard to break free. I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up.
For the moment, the controversy has not fully reached its conclusion. Even so, 50 Cent maintains that a specific list exists and has repeatedly suggested it will eventually be revealed. When Diddy's trial came to an end, he was acquitted of the most serious allegations, including racketeering and trafficking. However, the court did find him guilty on charges related to transporting women for prostitution. That outcome alone fueled public belief that some of the long-circulating rumors about his private life were not entirely baseless. For 50 Cent, the verdict represented a significant shift.
That was his thing. Where's Hype? What's his last film project?
Belly?
Yeah, DMX was a star in that.
Facts. Jab, my question to you is, and again, we're just talking the psychology of a man.
What if the entertainment industry is nothing but a cover for a worldwide ring?
You mentioned who's on tapes and who got tapes out.
Yeah.
The purpose of having a recorded freak off.
Yeah.
What does that do for the male? What does that do for the female? Like, some females are cool with it. What is the thought behind that as far as, let's record this session and either rewatch, keep it for sale? Is it evidence? Is it just, like, what is the mentality behind having
if you can
the
own
visual memory?
Their vulnerability, if you can own that, you have the ability to control and manipulate that person. See, guys start off by saying, "Ooh, man, I don't want to watch porn. I just want to watch us." See, that's the line.
That's the line.
Would you rather me be watching us than watching a bunch of other? See, the finesse, that fluff. Do you really want me watching anybody else but you? I could look at you all day. Vanity. See? Make her feel special. Make her feel like she's the only, the object. Meanwhile, this is sitting here thinking, so her daddy works at Sony and I need such and such as contract ended.
Does it also work this way for men?
Absolutely. And it's worse for the men. Women are used to being the victims of, not men. No man walks in thinking that another man is looking at him like a lollipop. Not a straight man. You are only hip to the that you hip to. You know what I mean? Which is why you hear so many people say they went to Diddy parties and they felt like something was off and decided to leave, or they got invited to another room and they decided to go because they felt like it wasn't right, or whatever the case may be. He's was literally walking in there, not thinking.
Rather than slowing him down, the aftermath only strengthened 50 Cent's position. With court records now part of the public record, it became harder to brush off his past remarks as empty provocation. Each new revelation added weight to his narrative. And in hip-hop culture, perception and credibility carry enormous influence. What's often misunderstood is that 50 Cent's behavior has never been impulsive or purely for shock value. His actions follow a clear strategy. By tying the outcome of Diddy's legal troubles to his Netflix documentary project, he ensures the conversation continues long after the initial news cycle passes. Through frequent Instagram posts and pointed humor, he keeps public attention locked on every development. And by repeatedly alluding to a supposed list of celebrity names, he maintains a sense of suspense that keeps both fans and industry figures watching closely. Whether those names will ever be revealed remains unknown. But many believe that if anyone in the industry would be willing to cross that line, it would be 50 Cent. His objective appears to go beyond calling out one individual. It's about shaping the story, controlling the narrative, and pushing the music world to confront issues it may have ignored or concealed for years.
Well, that's why it's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him. Right? Because
it's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. And when I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, nah, I gotta spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable. You don't hear him talking about French. French was right there.
Reaction has been intense. Every comment, joke, or cryptic post from 50 Cent sparks waves of discussion online. Many fans are convinced he knows far more than he has publicly shared and are waiting for the moment when everything finally comes out. Inside the industry, however, the response has been far more restrained. Most high-profile figures have chosen silence, unwilling to risk backlash or scrutiny over past associations. That lack of response has only fueled speculation and strengthened the perception that there may be more beneath the surface. For many in the business, staying quiet is simply the safest move. Diddy still holds influence, connections, and a circle of supporters prepared to defend him. Speaking out could come with serious professional consequences. But 50 Cent operates differently. Having expanded his success far beyond music into film, television, business ventures, and investments, he isn't dependent on industry approval. That independence is what gives him the freedom to speak openly and louder than almost anyone else.